Good afternoon. My name is Alejandro Baez. This is Ivan Camilo Moscote, and this is my friend Daniela. Today we're going to talk you about basically all of the different um, new information that we got today from the page orooro.tv. And yeah, basically I start. So what I saw was the how do you call it? The program Bad Lib Reading. Bad Lib Reading is a show where they exchange people's voice. They do voiceovers over important or um, common events. Yeah, like for example, in the first episode of this show, we could see an interviewer speaking with Mr. Donald Trump. Um, when they spoke about nonsense because basically, as you know, when they give um, when they give a voice who's not just the one of themselves, um, that people start to divagate and say things that doesn't really make sense. Yeah, like me right now. And yeah, basically, yes, that's basically the show. So they put famous moments of democracy and democracy. I mean, um, they put famous people and they put voices over them that doesn't match what they are talking about, creating really funny conversations that are created just by someone else. So this also creates a little bit of reflection, some kind of logical reasoning that we could consider. So I was wondering, for my friend Johan, uh, what do you consider that are the limits of humor?
Well, the limits of humor might depend on the context because uh, people like Donald Trump, people famous like Donald Trump, that has an really impact in the society, mm, could be really bad if they put a voice that are doing or saying something really bad about someone, or I don't know. Imagine that he's telling that we are going to start the third world war. Yeah, it would be really bad. But out of that, if they take care of the limit, I don't have problem. I cannot see a problem with that kind of things. I think it's actually funny, as you said. That's it. We all need to learn how to take these kind of things like more easy. That's what I think.
Okay, okay. So, Mrs. Daniela, I was wondering, uh, have you ever felt or at some time in your life, um, someone has put words in your mouth, like someone has told you that, like someone external than you, um, gave you like started to talk uh, about you because an error or because of something like this happened to you, or so like yeah, I mean that I mean basically that something like that has happened to you, like someone has ever spoke about you in a way that you didn't want it to be spoken or something like that.
Okay, I don't know if I understood well, but I mean that you are trying to say that if someone have spoken or overspoken or about something that I already said. Yeah, am I right?
Yes, like uh, how do you feel about that?
Okay, at the moment I have not the opportunity or maybe the situation that something like that happens to me. But I think that if I could be in that situation, I mean, I would be feel um, bad, of course, because I mean that that kind of stuff and behaviors are like lack of respect with the other persons.
Okay. Yes, so basically, we can conclude that humor is sometimes harmful and sometimes not. Anyways, so we will continue with some of our partners with their own different topics.
Okay, let's continue with me. I choose the video who was intended to be for just English speakers, for just English native people, native, yes. And it's called "Which of these two ways do you perceive time?" So I already got a question for you guys. That is, how do you consider the time? Do you feel that the time is moving to you? I mean, in this direction, in this way, or you are moving to the time, further the time. For both of you, could you please answer this question?
For myself, time is a relative thing and is something that is created. It can be measured or it can be counted. It's just like I consider time as or something that we invited, in order to organize ourselves more. Yeah. But speaking of metaphorical time, when you're going through life, I believe that like nothing affects time. Yeah, time is the only thing that is unmovable. Yes. So I believe that we are just little people, souls, however you want to call yourself. We are something that is living in a space, letting the time pass. So I think it's not necessary to give that much of a quality to the time because it's something that is not real and it's more just a perception, a conception that we have about how to organize our lives better. But I think we are all people walking along a long cross, a long road that is life. That's what I believe, basically.
Okay, for myself, I think that that perspective, like if the time is going to me or if I'm going throughout the time, I mean, it depends about the situation that you already have, that you already are living in the exactly moment. I don't know if you could understand me, but well, I mean that mm, depends the kind of life that you have been having during your life, the problems, and I mean all the persons that are around you. I mean that's basically how have you been living your life. It's how you are going to see the time. Okay, so I think that's like so acceptable stuff. I mean, it's not. You are not going throughout the time, or maybe you are going throughout the time, but it depends of your of the life that you are having during whole your life.
Okay, well, indeed, we could perceive this the time in two ways. Or well, if we were native speakers of English, they have a language, a grammar issue, because they have two perception. Uh, One is called ego moving perception, which is when you are moving through the time. Imagine that you are moving further the time in front of you. The time is aligned and you are moving further the time. And the other perception is time moving perception, which is it's kind of as Esteban said before, like the time is something that is happening and we are trying to measure, but it's not possible because we don't really understand the time. So the time is just passed through us, and basically what we still, if we are looking at in front of us, we are looking the past, and if we and in the back we have the future.
Yeah.
So that's the two perceptions that in English they have. This is it was curious for me because in Spanish we don't really have this issue. We don't we don't we cannot find this issue in Spanish. We always speak about the time for something that is always there in the same position in the same way. As well, they were saying that it's like 50-50. 50 of the people think, 50% of the people think that the time is moving, they are moving through the time, and other people is time moving perception. But the thing is, they don't really know what these two ways is, which of these two ways is correct.
Mhm.
So I do not believe that one of them could be correct or right or wrong, because I also believe that the time is something that we don't really understand, and it's something that just has been passing all the time, all the life, all the universe life. Um, so we are trying to understand something that we cannot understand that.
Live in a world of
Uh,
shadows.
mhm, something like that. And I don't know. That was the topic, and I did put attention to them, but at the same time I was trying to change the topic because they were taking this topic like something funny and something uh, to entertain the people. But for me, it was something really interesting. The way that they make me think about the time. And so another curious thing that I found that is that the people who is feeling that the time is ego moving with an ego moving perception, they are more positive about the life. And the people who is feeling that the time is passing through them, like the future in the back, um, they are more negative. Like imagine that
Makes
we
sense.
are going to the Christmas place, we are going to the Christmas station. No, the Christmas is going to us. So that people is kind of negative.
Okay.
So what do you consider? This is another and last question for you guys. What do you consider is your perception about this now that I explain a little bit this?
For me, it will be that time does go through me. I believe because when time goes through everyone basically. Like time is this is a really metaphorical thing to say. Um, time basically the thing that it does is that it rottens, breaks, and does everything that it has. Like any organism, any element has like a state of equilibrium, yeah, and that equilibrium is totally linked with the idea of dying and the idea of time passing by. And as I think that all objects are affected, and everything is affected by the time, because time is a variable that does affect everything. Um, so yes, I believe that for myself, time passes and goes through people and through objects and through everything, um, making it even more and more little and yeah, basically.
Okay. from my point of view, and after what you already explained, Ivan, I think that yeah, I think the same as Alejandro, and is that the time goes through us and through everything. I mean, because there's gonna be a day that nothing is gonna exist, uh, but the time, yes. So, I mean that it's I mean that those kind of topics are like yeah so metaphorical, and it could be like as acceptable because okay everyone have a different point of view, but I think that yeah the time go through us, and there's gonna be a moment that the unique thing that is going to exist is gonna be the time.
Okay, great.
Okay,
So
so in conclusion, that would be for me. Um, the time is something that we do not understand, and the people try to understand.
Okay,
Um, and that's it. We could look for perceptions. We could try to understand all the perceptions. Probably they all those all perceptions are, but we don't really know about time. So that's that was interesting for me.
okay. So, Danny, tell us
yeah,
about your story.
so guys, have you ever heard about Bora Bora? It's a little
Bora
fish.
Bora. Or what?
Yeah. About Bora Bora. Yeah,
I think yeah, the islands.
and yeah, the islands. And have you ever go to Bora Bora? No. Well, I have a little like travel guide for you if maybe one day you go to Bora Bora. So basically, the island Bora Bora is located in the South Pacific Ocean. Um, the I mean the the island was discovered for some Polynesians. I forget the word like mariners. Yeah, like mariners. So well, the like in the third century, the mariners discovered the Bora Bora, and across the time, Bora Bora have been uh, become a beautiful and famous island for his beautiful sea that is so blue, like it's like a mix of blue and white. And well, if you arrive at Bora Bora, you can first go. You can take a ferry across the lagoon to the main island. Okay, like there's the sea, and but inside the islands, sorry, there are many lagoons. So after that, you are going to arrive, of course, at your hotel. But there are many like luxurious hotels in Bora Bora, and one of them is the Saint Regis Resort. Sorry. So well, after you arrive at the resort, you you can sail in a ship and go to a part of the sea in which you are going to socialize. Like you can meet rays and sharks, but they are not like dangerous. They are so kind with you. And after that, you are going to arrive. Like you are going to continue your road through the sea, and you are going to arrive like another island in Bora Bora, who is called who is called Matira. Matira is the name of the island. And so, well, you are going to left your boat there, and you can take a bite and like make a little trip or road through the Matira island. Island, and yeah, basically after do those kind of stuff in Bora Bora, you can go to a marketplace who sell many things like souvenirs and those kind of stuff. And and yeah, that's basically like a travel guide, like how can you do if you go to Bora Bora. And of course you can enjoy a lot the sea, the relaxation, the flavors that that place can give to you. And I mean that's it, guys. So mm, I don't know what to ask for you, because I mean it's not a topic that can let me ask you many things. But well, um, what what do you think about this this plan to a day in Bora Bora?
I I believe that any type of uh, plan that can offer you a change of your monotony in life, it's pretty great. I guess so. I am a big fan of going foreign to other places or going to somewhere, yeah, because our daily lives like don't give us that much of fun by themselves. Yeah, we have to put the fun in our lives. And one really good and fast way of putting fun into your life is breaking your routine and going with the people you love into a different place or going alone. It doesn't matter when depends more on your personality, but I believe that every type of um, plan can be really good for you and for everyone, for your psyche.
Um, I think that, well, for me it would be good, even when I don't really like to travel too much, because of the people. Always there are a lot of people in the popular places that we found that we look for travel. So I really hate the that kind of place or places. But this island sounds like a place that more child. So it could be good for someone like me as well. So yeah, for an ideal travel for me, it would be an island or a place lonely, alone, with a few people.
Yeah,
That would be ideal for me.
seems nice.
Yeah, I'm agree with you, Ivan. And I think that yeah, popular places are almost all the time crowded of people. But I think that Bora Bora is a so expensive place and so expensive um yeah, island to go. So I mean, if you go, you are not going to find that island so crowded, because I mean, only if you have a lot of money you can go. But yeah, oh, there's maybe uh gonna be a day that you could go. And I have a last question for you guys. And I mean, have you ever swim, or maybe have you ever be in the sea with rice or maybe sharks, or any strange animal, or yeah, something like that?
Yes, I've been in the sea, a lot of different seas. They're great. I loved my experiences when I have been in the sea. I feel great. It feels like good. The water usually feels like really enormous. Like you feel trapped in an enormous amount of water, and I think that's something beautiful. Um, Also, I had my no, my aunt was bitten by by a fish, by a, I don't remember the the ones that have
Jellyfish.
a jellyfish. Correct. I didn't remember. He was stung by a jellyfish, and yeah, it was fun because the dude was like having a lot of pain. And somebody told him that urinating over him would make it much better, more it will make him feel better. Yeah, that's an anecdote. I think that's basically for my part. What about you?
Well, about me, I went to San Andres. Was the island that well, no, I know the sea in Cartagena, but the city that I loved the most was in San Andres. I
Yeah,
really love San Andres. I would like
go
to
back.
back there. Yeah, the people from there is really, really, really good. I don't know. It's like a different rhythm from there
Right.
from them because we are so used to the capital rhythm. That's that's something really different.
Yes, I'm agree with Ivan. Well, San Andres is a very like a peaceful place. But well, we already finished. So to conclude the my travel guide, well, I mean that I'm agree with Alejandro. Any kind of plan to break out of your routine could be very good, but it could be so good for you. So I mean that's it. So we already finished.
So yeah, thank you so much everyone for listening.
Thank
Bye.
you, guys. Bye bye.